I think we're live on YouTube. What I'm doing now is getting my Facebook going and Twitch because I'm having to do it all individually. So that's going, and now let me get the Facebook going. I just had to do my camera as my virtual OBS camera or whatever with Facebook. Make sure this is okay. I'm doing this way just so I can do this on Facebook. Um, Let me make sure that I have sound. I don't like the way it's doing on Facebook. Let me see how it's doing on Twitch. Like it's freezing up. I think it's doing the same thing on this. Slow frame studio. See if that actually let it speed up a little bit. Just a minute and let me see if speed up just a little bit or if it's going to keep on trying to drop frames. Facebook one is probably going to go slow because get this. Should, yeah, that's fix that too. Okay. Let's see if it did it on the Facebook thing too. Facebook in that. See if that helps this. Okay, hang on just a second. Let me end that and see. Let me. If that helps this. Let me try this like this. Give me just a second. Now let me. Okay, go live. Let me try this like this. Give me just a second, y'all. Okay. See, this is supposed to be public save. That. See, this is supposed to be public save. Okay. That. That. Let me add a title to this. This is driving me nuts. Oh, crap. Okay, y'all, hang on just a second. Just let me add a title to this. This is driving me nuts. Okay, back. Really? Okay. News breaking. Fix this now. Public. Okay, save. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. It's just okay. One of these days, I know people complain on other people's things. It takes a minute, but I mean, I'm sorry. I've been having stuff going on with these stream things. My Facebook, it'll say it's streaming when I'm multi doing it, and I can't find the stream. One of these days, I know people complain on other people's things because it takes a minute, but I'm just getting this labeled like that, and I'm hoping it'll let me finish it later. My Facebook, it'll say it's streaming when I'm multi doing it, and I can't find the stream. Okay, so I'm gonna try this, and hopefully this won't be too much, and it will not. Getting this labeled like that. Oh crap! Finish it later because I'm not. No, I did the wrong camera. Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna try this, and hopefully this won't be too much. Now I gotta stop. Yep. Whatever. People are just trying to complain. I gotta do this over. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, no, I did the wrong camera. Oh, this Facebook thing's a pain in the rear end, isn't it? It is very much so. Pain in the rear end. And I can't fix it. So now I gotta stop this. You have to make sure it's public. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to. You can't. You have to wait to pick the cameras because it won't. It goes back to default. No matter what you do. It's crazy now. I'm not even. I'm just barely labeling this. You have to make sure it's public. Then you have to do this. Then you have to do that. Then you have to. You can't. You have to wait. It goes back to default. Don't matter what you do. This is crazy now. I'm not even. I'm just barely labeling this. Come on now. Oh, jeez. I forgot the. My life, man. My life. Okay. Okay. Let me webcam. What? Come on now. OBS virtual camera. Okay. Okay. Can I go live? Oh, did I do it public? Okay. Let me webcam. Go live. I don't even think I enabled chat. Oh, well. I'm not doing it again. Can I go live? We're just going to be live because I'm not doing it again. I don't even know how long I've been streaming. But I've been streaming for 8-9 minutes. So people are tired. Oh, well. We'll be tired. I'm not doing it again. We're just going to be live because I'm not doing it again. I forgot what I was doing this. Oh, yeah, news. We're doing this news. Gee. Okay. I've been streaming for 8-9 minutes. So people are tired. My mind, like, I've been doing this literally for 7 hours trying to get this together. I forgot what I was doing this. Oh, yeah, news. And one of them news. Nothing seemed to want to work right. Nothing at all. So, I didn't even check my YouTube to make sure I have sound. My luck, I have no sound on YouTube. I don't want to stop right now to check it because nothing seemed to want to work. I don't make everybody aggravated when they watch my thing, but I didn't even check my YouTube to make sure I have sound. My luck, me insane. No sound on YouTube, and I don't want to stop right now to check it because I'm going to check it while I'm going over some of this news. I don't know. Saying that driving me insane. Okay. I mean, we have more of our military bases attacked. I'm saying that, and I can do this at the same time. They're the ones in Iraq. I know there was one in Iraq. I'll have to check the other ones, but we've had 2 or 3 more, probably more now. I haven't heard of a response yet. I think there's been a couple of responses, but that's it. I haven't heard of a response yet. I think there's been a couple of responses. I know that the U.S. is asking China to tell Iran that we don't want to fight. I mean, I'm really confused at all of that. China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea all have the same plan to for World War III, so they're just laughing. I mean, they're not fixing to. I don't know why we would trust them to tell them anything anyway. It makes sense to me, but you know, things alive. Okay. Hopefully this thing, Sam's stream health is poor, but probably needs to reload for a second because I had all kind of stuff going on. Let me reload it and see. I just want to make sure I have sound, actually. I should have. Whether I do or not, I don't know. No idea if I have sound. Okay, so. Okay, so let me fix this thing, I think. Well, it's saying it's excellent now. I'm not doing nothing. Because it's saying it's excellent, so I'm not messing with it. It's an excellent connection. So, okay. I probably need to fix my bit rate, but I'm not doing that right now. Okay, so I want to know that. Okay, so we are good with an excellent connection. So right there it says, this Facebook. Oh, Lord have mercy. Did I go off of it? Oh, there it is. Make sure that's good. Action needed. Learn more. Current rate is too low. Please. Wow, I don't know where the frame rate is, so I don't even know how to fix it. I really don't. Anyway, we're just going to go with what it is because I don't know. I don't know how to fix the frame rate on Facebook. Whatever. Anyway, now that I've got all that, let's see. Let me find this news for everybody. Sorry. I'll probably go back and make this not alive and cut half of it. 1 hour ago. This is Fox News. I don't always listen to Fox News, but there's a couple of more that have this, so we're going to go ahead and listen to this. The U.S. Air Base in Iraq attacked overnight, multiple drones.
Northern border with Lebanon with the very latest. Greg.
Yeah, a lot of activity everywhere at this very moment. We are hearing Israeli drones, armed drones, overhead our position here in recent days. We've been seeing a growing clashes between Israel and Hezbollah, and as you note, a regional spreading of the conflict as well. The U.S. military base in Iraq was the latest target of drones launched overnight by an Iranian-backed proxy group. There were no casualties or damage. All told, though, there have been 24 such attacks on bases in Iraq and Syria in recent weeks, and that has left 21 service members injured. The U.S. has returned fire twice. Here at the Israel-Lebanon border, we've been witnessing the results of escalating firings of rockets, missiles, mortars by the Iran-backed Hezbollah militants, no doubt triggered by the growing land incursion by Israel in Gaza against the group's Hamas ally. And as we continue, Israel is responding with greater power as well. We hear the outgoing Israeli tanks, artillery, armed drones. Now we are hearing of jet fighters striking deeper in Lebanon. All this has left 7 Israeli soldiers dead, as well as 50 Hezbollah fighters killed in the last 3 weeks, civilian casualties and evacuations on both sides. And the volatile West Bank, also a scene of unrest overnight. Over 100 Palestinians have been killed in recent days by Israeli security, clashing with the Hamas supporters there and supporters of other groups. These groups receive aid and assistance again from Iran. And one last group to worry about, guys. I know there's a lot to keep track of. The Houthi group down in Yemen. They are also backed by Iran. And overnight, it is suspected they launched 2 exploding drones against the southern Israeli resort town.
Okay, so as you heard, I mean, we've responded, I think they said twice to that. So that's what I was saying about that. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, there's been some infiltrations into Israeli airspace. Let's see what they're saying on this one. I forgot about those.
This is a Fox News alert. This is a live look right now at the ruins along the Israel-Gaza border. Right now, the IDF is pushing deeper into Hamas-controlled territory.
Meanwhile, overnight, Israeli forces killed the commander who directed portions of the major attacks on October 7th.
Meanwhile, the IDF is hunting down Hamas targets inside their 300-mile tunnel network.
Yep. Trey Yingst is live on the ground in southern Israel with the latest. Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. I do want to start with some breaking news. 2 separate times this morning, there have been suspected drone infiltrations into Israeli airspace in the southern part of the country. Israeli media is reporting these were drones likely fired by Houthi rebels in Yemen that came toward Israel through the Red Sea. Here along the southern border between Israel and Gaza, the fighting continues. I do want to just show you the scene behind me as we talk here. You can see a lot of activity in the ruins of the northern part of Gaza. We do understand, according to Hamas, the group in control of the Strip, that their Al-Qassam brigades, the main military wing of Hamas, has been engaging Israeli forces that are currently operating in the Strip there that you see. Yesterday, we saw those Israeli tanks that were going back and forth along the border. We also have some information from the Israeli military that we can't reveal yet about the battles that took place overnight. But as that information becomes on the record, we will bring it to you later in the day. All of this comes as we are learning more about the hostages being held inside Gaza. 240 people. That does not include the 4 that have been released, 2 American citizens and 2 Israeli citizens. And of course, that Israeli soldier that was rescued just yesterday as part of the ongoing Israeli efforts inside the Strip. We're talking about Private Ori Megadish, who was freed from captivity. She was originally taken on October 7th from the Nahal Oz base that sits along the border with Gaza. The Israelis say she is in good condition and that she was able to meet with her family just yesterday. This does come as the Israelis say they conducted a strike against one specific commander from Hamas in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. We're talking about Nassam Abu Ajina, who directed one of the attacks against Israeli civilians on October 7th. Yet another member of Hamas that has been taken out by Israeli forces. As they do tell Fox News, the efforts are focused around trying to destroy Hamas capabilities and the leadership command inside Gaza. Guys, back to you.
Hey, Trey, you did report earlier that there were high-level Israeli officials in Doha trying to work with these to get the hostages out. Does that have anything to do with the rescue that the IDF pulled off?
So we understand there are 2 separate issues. The Israelis tell Fox that this was a joint effort to save this private who was captured on October 7th. And this effort had to do with the Shin Bet, Israel's intelligence service, and also the army on the ground. They were clearly acting on specific intelligence. They were able to conduct this raid and rescue the private that was being held. And we actually saw this photo of her with her family yesterday, and you could just see the relief on their faces. They had their daughter back home after so many weeks of waiting with no information whether she was alive or dead.
Yeah, and Trey, I can tell you're being cagey about not revealing operational details, but was she in a tunnel? Because if she was in a tunnel, she's going to be able to tell the IDF, okay, I was in this tunnel and I saw this stuff and this is how they operate.
Yeah, I'm being very careful with the details here, and I'll tell you why. This morning, I met again in Tel Aviv with Israel's Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, and we talked about this specific situation and also the battles that are taking place behind me inside the Gaza Strip. The majority of our conversation with a small group of journalists was off the record. I'm working to get some of that information on the record so I can bring it to you next hour. Okay. But very sensitive details that we're talking about, and I will effort to get them approved and able to bring them to you later today.
Sure.
Okay, so that, was pretty important information. And then I also saw something that I just lost. Maybe back here. But it was about Iran threatening America. I'm going to find that real quick. And this. That was 3 days ago.
By Tehran. Biden sent a rare message to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, warning against targeting U.S. personnel in the Middle East, the White House said on Thursday. Iran's foreign minister, Hussein Amir Abdullahian, followed up with this warning at the United Nations.
I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome to expansion of the war in the region. But I warn, if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire.
The United States has already sent warships and fighter aircraft to the region over the last 3 weeks. And on Thursday at the Pentagon, Brigadier General Patrick Ryder confirmed about 900 more U.S. troops are due there.
While I won't talk specific deployment locations for these forces, I can confirm that they are not going to Israel, and that again, they are intended to support regional deterrence efforts and further bolster U.S. force protection capability.
I mean, that to me is crazy because it's just crazy. It's like we were helping Israel, but now because somebody's scared of Iran or something, I don't know. I'm just saying that that's never got us through anything. I mean, that to me is crazy because being scared. It's so crazy. That's just, it's like we were helping Israel now because somebody's scared or something. I don't know. I'm saying that that's opinion of it. Anyway, got us through anything. Here's where I get the other news, usually being scared. So that way I'm not playing so many videos, so that way the bit rate is not going down because I forgot to fix the bit rate in Facebook and even in YouTube. So Facebook and even in YouTube. So I have true crime stuff coming up, and I'm trying to get this coming up. Okay, so this is Israel Defense Force, the IDF. You can follow them on Twitter. Okay, and this is, Twitter does not have things like in order either. You have to go through. Twitter does not have things like in order either. You have to go through. I haven't figured out how to put it in order anyway. U.S. Civil Defense Forces. U.S. Civil Defense confirm reports that Iran is planning on closing the Strait of Hormuz, shut down all oil from the Persian Gulf. Oil tankers carry approximately 17 million barrels of oil each day through the strait, or 20 to 30% of the world's total consumption. Persian Gulf oil is shipped east to Asia, primarily to Japan, China, and India, and west to Western Europe and the United States. Closing the strait would hurt many countries that are enemies of Iran, especially the U.S. and EU, so it would be a bold decision politically and strategically. I don't know if they got anything else on that or not. Follow them anyway. This was an hour ago update. Israel presses Gaza incursion, vowing no surrender to Hamas. Halloween incursion hits Gaza today as Israeli forces move into Gaza. Israeli intelligence reports that Russia will provide Gaza defense weapons, including anti-tank, anti-aircraft rockets, and Hamas agrees to release all Russian civilians currently in Gaza. Okay, so I haven't heard anything more on the Strait of Hormuz or whatever. So I do know that there was a man in Chicago that I don't know if he got shot or if he shot himself. It was one story of one thing, and now saying that he shot himself, but he was strapped with explosives at an amusement park, sort of like Six Flags. So I'm not real sure what happened. I'm not saying I'm glad he was unalived, but I'm glad that his plan that he had to unalive a lot of other people with stuff strapped to him did not fare well. That would have been bad. Saying that, please make sure that if you're going to a crowded place, I mean, I'm not telling people not to. I would try to avoid it right now. But if you're going to a place like Six Flags or whatever, even in Alabama and Georgia, I would just recommend that, I mean, you pay attention to your surroundings, but even paying attention to that, somebody do that in a quick manner, you can't get away. If it's on a roller coaster or something into that, I mean, there's all kind of different ways that can be done that would be very bad. So I am glad that did not pan out. It is. Well, it's 7:34 in the morning and we have all these flights up, but that's still a lot. Flight radar is free. Now I'm going to expand this past my face here. I ain't worried about y'all seeing my face right now. I'm just trying to show y'all this. I'm doing it like this because I know a lot of y'all are on mobile, so you're not going to be able to see the flights over here on the right side. here on mobile. But I wanted to do this so I could show y'all these flights. But this is Snoop 46. It is a Boeing RC-135V rivet. Those are our reconnaissance planes. See what else we have up. But you can do this flight radar for free. I think you can pay like $9.99 for the year or something, just so I can have nothing but military aircraft and helicopters. Super Galaxy. See if there's anything. This is this North Group Gunman E2D Advanced Hawkeye. I'm not sure exactly what they do. Sometimes they do weather, but usually it says weather. But those are usually doing something important. All these helicopters out here. What are these helicopters doing? I'm not sure what these helicopters are doing. That's weird. There's a lot of them everywhere. Okay, so these fighter jets, I believe, they're saying they're Talons. Those are, as far as I know, those are just used for training. They don't even hold missiles anymore, from what I'm told. Let me go over here to Europe and see what's going on. No idea whose plane that is. That's a Russian plane. Oh, it's going to Leningrad right there. That's a rivet joint. U.S. That is a Russian plane. Go over here and see. Globemaster. So that's a big plane that carries stuff like equipment or stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from. It looks like maybe Jerusalem, or that looks like the middle of the ocean, but I don't think that can get on an aircraft carrier. I don't know. That's a Grumman. See, I can't tell whether that is just from them taking off or if that's where the aircraft carrier is. Iran. I don't even know what that is, but it says it's scheduled. I don't really see anything up in Israel. I know it took me a minute to get the news out, but at least it gives you a source where to go to look. I will probably have more news updates today. I'm going to check real quick just to make sure there's not any more other ones. But here is a good one. This is the son of Hamas leader that is now a Christian. He's somewhere in the United States, but he is the son of one of the Hamas funders and leaders. So I think this is important for us to watch as
well. The Israelis hope to take apart. First off, Mossab, great to see you. I'm wondering, did you know the guy that we just took out, that Israel just took out?
I didn't know him personally.
How significant is this?
Not a high profile. I think he's important because he was part of the operation on October 7th. But we are looking for the big names, Mohammed al-Daif, Yahya al-Sinwar, and the other Hamas top leaders. When we start, and I think soon we are going to start hearing about their names down.
Well,
and I hope just like dominoes.
Right. Well, this guy was important because in addition to one of the directors of the October 7th attack, he also was one of the guys in charge of their, what they refer to as their aerial forces. He helped develop drones and paragliders, which, of course, famously were used on October the 7th, Mossab.
Look, I commend all the warriors right now on the ground. They are brave. They are fighting on our behalf, on my behalf, on your behalf, on behalf of the free world. They are courageous, and we give them all the support that they need. This is good progress, okay? We have paused, but we have lots of work to do.
Indeed.
And now we need a very strong siege. We need a siege. Then we need somehow to put pressure on the Egyptian government so they can open the border for the Gazans to just depart. I don't care if they depart for good. They can go for good. We don't need Gaza there. You know, Gaza is a big refugee camp that was supposed to be demolished 70 years ago. But they kept at the hope that were given by the United Nations and the Arab countries. And this is how we have this crisis right now. At this moment, we have war. Civilians are there, wrong place. Instead of the United Nations blaming everybody and saying a humanitarian crisis, they should allow the civilians evacuate. Egypt has to open the borders. The United States must put pressure, apply tremendous pressure on the Egyptian government to open the freaking border. You know, the United States give Egypt in military aid close to $1.3 billion from the taxpayer money every year. They can put some pressure. Israel cannot put pressure on Egypt, but I think the United States can. Let all the Palestinians who are in the Gaza Strip evacuate immediately so Israel can do the job correctly and eradicate this barbaric organization.
Mossab, I hear the frustration in your voice, and your point is duly noted because, as you know, Hamas is using all the civilians that is there as human shields. But I want to go back into the organization because I also heard your frustration there. What you're saying is that this guy will be easily replaced. Most of the leaders don't live on the Gaza Strip. They're not even there. So can you explain to our audience what the organization structure is of Hamas?
Okay, this guy belongs to the military wing. But Israel is not only going against the military wing on the Gaza front. Trust me, as we speak right now, we have a dozen of intelligence services around the globe, including Arab intelligence services, that they are on the tail of Hamas leaders abroad, especially the political wing. And sooner or later, they are going to be brought to justice. They're not going to get away with this. But the Gaza front is the most significant front right now because there are civilians involved. There are hostages involved. And we have to move slowly. So every day you are going to hear about those guys. We will eradicate them. I'm sure Israel is determined and it has the power, but we cannot move in very fast. We have to apply unbreachable siege and for long enough to deplete Hamas, to deprive them, to starve them. We have to cut every mean of life from them. Then after that, we can move faster. But as of now, we cannot risk more lives, more Israeli soldiers' lives by pushing them towards suicidal group. So we have to move slowly.
So Mossab, you're for the slow maneuver, not the D-Day type invasion, but a slow maneuver forward.
Absolutely.
They're about 2 miles in, and yesterday they freed one hostage. I can imagine she's going to talk. The other hostages that they released are talking. Do you think that the best way to get the hostages out is to move the IDF in?
Look, the best way to do is to work silently and collect intelligence. This is what we need. We need information. The moment we have information, it doesn't matter, even if they are 20 miles away. There will be a special force going behind the enemy lines. It doesn't matter where they are. And we will get to the hostages. But most importantly, we need intelligence. It's good that we are on the ground because this gets us closer to target. And I hope that within the next days or weeks, we will have good news. And I'm sure Israel doing everything they can to bring those hostages back to their families.
You mentioned the top commanders. You named them. Where are they?
Well, Sinwar most likely is under Al-Shifa Hospital, some 30 meters deep in the sand, which sand is very resilient to bombing. It's not easy to get to him, and in order to kill him, probably we will have to destroy the entire hospital. But he's not going to hide forever. You know, we're coming after him. Armies, angels of heavens and earth are after those terrorists and barbaric people. Right. We are going to eradicate them. There is no escape.
Right.
There is no escape. It doesn't matter. Even if he escapes Gaza, we are going after him. Everybody knows.
Mossab, the IDF says in the last day they struck 300 targets, including anti-tank missile and rocket launch posts, which were below shafts, they say, as well as military compounds inside underground tunnels belonging to the Hamas terrorist organization. So the IDF is down in the tunnels, and apparently it sounds like the militants are responding. They're shooting anti-tank missiles and machine gun fire at the IDF. The question for you regarding this is, knowing what you do about Hamas, are they, you know, when you're down in the tunnels, are those tunnels booby-trapped? Are people wearing belt bombs like we saw with Al-Qaeda and ISIS? I mean, what do IDF soldiers have to worry about when they're down in that hole?
Well, first of all, they have different types of tunnels. The IDF talking about most likely offensive tunnels. Those are the closer tunnels to the Israeli border. This type of tunnels Hamas use for, or they constructed with the goal to deploy their members behind the enemy line in case of Israel invasion. So now this is the job of the IDF, and it's why they have to move slowly, because we need to discover all these tunnels. And I think, without revealing so much, the IDF has technology. They have technology to detect and be able to at least cut the snake in small parts. If they are not able to cut the head, we can cut the snake in small parts, which will not allow Hamas to escape those tunnels. So we can trap them in those tunnels. Not having to say much about this. So now the target is the offensive tunnels. Later on is going to be a lot more complicated, which is the defensive tunnels. Those are the ones under the populated areas. Hence, I say the United States must put pressure on Egypt to open the border. We need all the civilians out so we can have the freedom to eradicate them.
But Mossab, is it just getting the civilians out? I mean, knowing what you know about the organization, knowing what you know about the tunnel structure, knowing that there's going to be a lot of HR hostage rescues, can Israel do it without the United States' help on the ground as well?
Of course not. You know, of course not. And the United States, whether we like it or not, we are part of this war. Yeah. Because if we don't show power, you know, we are going to be next. Yeah. In fact, this Hamas, Iran, Russia is aiming at the United States through Israel. So we all realize this problem. In fact, I would like to see more presence of the United States, more military presence. Right. I'm not talking about military action. There is a big difference between having the presence that we are here, we are ready, and if you dare to launch a missile from Iran or from Hezbollah, we are going to hit you, and we're going to hit you very hard. So this, just waving the stick, I'm not saying to take part, could prevent us from a regional war, could prevent us from World War III.
Yeah, but the problem is we're not hitting back at all. We've been attacked 23 times in Iraq and in Syria. Is that a problem in the world that you left?
Sorry, I did not understand the question.
We've been hit in our bases in Iraq and in Syria multiple times, 23 times. We've only answered back once. Is that a problem in the land that you left?
Well, for the time being, let's stay in the high waters. Let's stay in the sea. I'm not saying ground bases and moving on the ground. Let's stay on the high seas, show them the American might.
Yep, that would be great. Mossab, Hassan, Youssef, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll call on you again. Appreciate it.
something that just happened before the broadcast, and that is one of the hostages.
The Israelis hope.
We're going to begin this morning with the violence in Gaza, where Israel is heightening its ground and air attacks.
Overnight, the IDF launched a wave of airstrikes on all parts of the sealed-off region, while at the same time engaging Hamas militants on the ground. This video, released by the IDF, shows Israeli troops fighting inside Gaza. Hamas says it has been responding with machine guns and anti-tank missiles. It comes a day after Israel secured the release of a soldier held hostage by Hamas. Well, the group also released a video showing 3 women in captivity. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dismissed calls for a ceasefire after UN aid organizations pleaded with the Security Council at an emergency meeting yesterday to do more to end the hostilities.
The current siege imposed on Gaza is collective punishment. 2 weeks of full siege followed by the trickle of aid last week mean that basic services are crumbling. Medicine is running out. Food and water are running out. Fuel is running out. A further breakdown in civil order will make it extremely difficult, if not impossible, for the largest UN agency in Gaza to continue operating.
Okay. So as y'all see, I mean, there's 2 sides to this. I do stand with Israel. I do pray for the civilians on the Hamas side. It is very hard to tell which ones are civilians and which ones actually are with Hamas, because most of them are. I will be honest. There are, I think, very few that would actually get out and leave away from Hamas if they could. So, truth is the truth. Everyone, I would just stay vigilant, know what's going on, keep your eyes open if you're going out in crowds, if you live in big towns especially. Like I was telling the chat, the news, this guy right here, everyone, I would just stay vigilant. New York Prepper, he is a very good, he does not just talk about prepping, he mainly gives news updates. I also, I don't see Duramax's page. He's on, right here, Dermac. He does the EAMs, which are the messages, our code messages that go to our nuclear forces. They're not always nuclear, but they go to our nuclear triad. They talk to our submarines with the very low frequency thing, B-6 planes. Keeps up with those. He also keeps up with the air traffic. He has news updates. KLW's pretty much went to join Coffee Club as a silver member or above. I think he's out of place on the network. And so most of his stuff is going to be private. I believe he's still going to do on Rumble news things every night, news updates for everybody. But most of the time he will break out on YouTube if it's something major. But there is New York Prepper, and there is Duramax, and there is a couple more, you can find. We did watch some mainstream media. I don't really do mainstream media usually. When a lot of updates this morning from the ones that I usually watch, I probably will do a New York Prepper update later on today. I just want to give people a general idea. Some people don't even know what's going on, and so that's why I'm doing this. It wasn't like for full-fledged news. It's already been 30 minutes, and I know the first 8-10 minutes I was fixing the stream, but still, that's a good 20, 30 minutes worth of news, because it's been like 40 minutes, so, and that's not even all of it. So there's a whole lot going on. If you look in the Bible, you'll probably find a lot of what's going on in this. Beware of false prophets, beware of false things that people are going to say, over-exaggerating. Find somebody you trust and watch them. I'll try to bring out what I can, because I'm doing true crime stuff plus this, plus a couple of other things on the YouTube channel. So it's a mixture of all this and the Facebook thing platform. And you see that I'm having to stream Facebook by itself, YouTube by itself, but I'm doing YouTube on the OBS platform because it my cameras work better. I can get everything I need easier. But Facebook is not streaming right. If it does, I don't even know where it's streaming to out on Facebook because I can't find it, even though I put stuff in. So I'm just doing it like this. So I can't do Twitch with it. I'm just going to have to do Twitch as recorded videos because it bogs my stuff down too much. So that is that for now. Again, I will try. I'm going to get better at doing these more than once a day. These news updates. I just got to get everything in order and my stuff together. But hopefully, like, it will take me a second when I first get on to just get YouTube or Facebook started. But now that I know YouTube is getting my voice, and I've recorded 2 or 3 videos that's been over an hour long, and you can't hear anything on YouTube. So I was so paranoid about that. A lot of time to be doing something and have to get rid of the video. So now that I'm confident, I've fixed and know how to make sure my voice works and y'all can hear me on YouTube, and so that I know you can on Facebook, then it won't take me as long. And I can just start the OBS stream, which will start YouTube, and then I can go ahead and start the Facebook stream. So I'll have some more stuff, different kinds of content coming today, probably some true crime, probably some more. I will also stream it on Facebook. So there is a poll up too as well on Facebook. Take it. I would appreciate if y'all went to YouTube and watched this because I need the streaming hours on YouTube. So I am streaming on Facebook, but I would appreciate, even if you don't watch it, like, if you've already watched it, put it on mute, something else, let it play. Because, I need the streaming hours to build that up. So y'all don't mind doing that. I do stream on YouTube, on Facebook, because I know some people, it was fine when I was doing it from everything because I still think I got the streaming hours from on YouTube as well, but with me doing it like this, I know I'm not. So the people, my Facebook people can go to YouTube. I will put a link in this description for the YouTube. And thank y'all. Y'all have